I got a lot of recordings to load today, this weekend, so I'll be doing that. Okay, so here I am. Welcome spring, everybody. Go smell your daffodils. Anyway, so I'm hoping everybody's seeing me okay and hearing me. Anytime you have a problem hearing me, let me know, but everybody's hearing me, so I think I'm gonna just get going here. So we have our chair. I have both sticks in my hands, okay? And I'm gonna start with the top part of your body. We're going to step on our little block, because that already, anytime you step onto your little pad, I am telling you, the minute you go from here to here, keep your knees soft. You don't have to bend them, but keep them soft. So once you've done that, I'm going to do what I call pressing the grapes. And it's exactly what people used to do, squishing grapes and or mixing clay for bricks, okay? Long time ago. And sometimes in certain artisan groups, they still do these things, okay? So look what I'm doing. I have my point of contact here. I'm starting to press down because I'm doing this pressing of the grapes type movement. Let me caution you, especially those of you out there who have multiple joints replaced. We tend to over lean, and I've told you this before, but I'm gonna tell you again. All I'm doing is bringing my knee forward, and I'm picking my whole foot up. Now, while I do that, I'm pressing down on one and then the other poles. So when I press down, I want to make sure that my shoulders are down, okay? So as I'm doing this little move, and I'm calling it smashing the grapes or pressing the grapes. Some of you might like smashing the grapes. Some of you might like pressing the grapes. One seems a little more aggressive than the other, so you can choose. Okay, see what I'm doing? I'm engaging my core. They're firing on and off while I'm doing this very simple move. I bring my knee up, but the caution that I want to give you is, number one, breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Number two, drop your shoulders. Keep your belly button tight, and you're just bringing that knee up, and you're keeping your toes splayed. So see, I'm doing this barefooted, and I usually try to do most Wednesdays barefooted, okay? And I'm on my little pad. You could do this very thing without a pad. You could just be on the floor. But here's the deal. By doing it this way, holding on to my my pole, and let's say you don't have two, okay? Let's say you just have one. I understand. Then go like this. See this? This is perfectly fine. What I'm trying to get you to do is stand upright with your rib cage up, bring your knee up, press it down with a wide splayed toes, okay? Don't lean in from the waist. Okay, you might lean in a little from the hips, but you're not leaning in from the waist. And the biggest thing on this, don't over lean. And I won't over lean if I keep my knees soft and if I push down with my hands right here. So push down through the shoulders. Let me caution you, unless you're looking down once in a while, you're going to drift. And if you drift and you come up too far and you put your foot down, it's enough to throw you off, which is okay. Just be ready for that, okay? So here I've done this very simple pressing of the grapes or smashing the grapes. I tend to like smash them. I don't know, just kind of clears my stress level or something. Is your tummy tight? That's number one. Okay. Are you breathing in through your nose? Out through your nose? Have you engaged your belly button? Shoulders are down. I'm not lifting my knee very much. I'm only a little bit because I want to stay close to the pillow, to the disc. Okay. I want to feel the pressure in this move as you're doing this little pressing of the grapes is on all four corners of your foot. Here, 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 here. And see, I'm pressing down like some of you just have one broomstick or one pole. That's fine. Then you do this. But you keep your shoulders down. So whether you have two poles or whether you just have one, you can do it either way. Whether you do this on the floor or whether you do it on the pillow, doesn't matter. Of course, you're going to get more proprioceptive involvement in your reading out of where you are in space if you're on the pillow. You're just going to get more because it's spongy. You move toward the edge, then move yourself back. If you do look down, drop your chin and just glance your eyes. Don't lean from the waist. This is all from the hip, okay? So once I've done that now, I'm gonna just put my feet plant right there. Now I'm gonna take just one pole, okay? I'm gonna hold it right here and I'm gonna bend my knees again. And I'm gonna push my hip to the side, then push it back, then push it to the side, then push it forward. When you go forward like this, your knees are soft, in through the nose, out through the nose. Keep your shoulders down. Now push the hip this way, push the hip back, push the hip this way. So this is why I didn't tell you immediately we're going to do hula hooping. I was joking when I said grab your hula hoop, but this is the hula hoop kind of motion. When you push your hips forward, you're a little bit soft in the knees and you're doing a hyperextension. Then you rotate and you push your hips this way while you keep your rib cage up. So why do I say that? Because the minute many of you go to the side with your hip, you know what I see? I've seen it in class so many times. You do this, you go like this and you lean way out over the column. I don't want you to get out of the column. What's the column? It's the space that you create, like an imaginary line from your shoulder, past your hip, down to your feet. That's the column. So here we go. Push around. So I just took you step by step into this motion because I didn't want you to do that. Okay? Because those of us with tight, arthritic, replaced hips can get yourself into trouble with moves like this. I'm very well aware of that. However, if you do this move and you stay in the column, see, I'm just pushing back a little bit. Check your hips. Do not do this fast. I'm telling you, this will tell you a lot about how your hips are functioning and how tight they are. And you may have that little movement. Oh, there, see? You'll find that. That's why I'm trying to get you to don't avoid this move, but do it thoughtfully. Okay, so see how my knees are soft. I'm pushing my knees forward because my hips are going forward. Then I go to the side, but I don't crank it hard. and I stay upright. When I go to the side, say rib cage up. Now push the butt back, say rib cage up. Now push the hip the opposite way, and now come around to the front. Now slow it down and smooth it out, okay? Stay in the column, don't be leaning, okay? Now you're here to the front, now we're gonna go opposite. So go the other way, push back, go the other way, your knees are soft, correct? I'm just checking, and come forward. And if you have arthritis issues, if you're thinking you might be looking at a hip replacement coming up because you have tightness, you have pain in your hip, don't avoid this move. Do it very carefully and stay within the column. You don't have to overdo to get benefit. See how I'm going here? And my tendency here would be to lean way out. Again, I don't want to do that. I say rib cage up, soften my knees, push my hips forward, and see, I'm just hanging onto my bar here, and I go back out. So I'm going opposite direction. And I want to do, you know, maybe the same. Now, I'm not quite sure where we're at. I know Kathy knows exactly where we're at. I think I have a few more on this side to do. Okay, but keep your knees soft, keep your knees soft. And see, the whole time that you're doing this, oh my goodness, when you're barefooted and you're on a pad like we're on, it is so beneficial from your knee down into your ankle, into your foot. And it doesn't have to hurt to do a great job of loosening up, okay? Take a big deep breath, take your little pole, take it like this, go to the side, and go to the side, okay? First, just establish, drop the shoulders, soften the knees, take the pole to this side, take the pole to this side. No problem, right? Okay. Now when you turn it to the side, the opposite leg is gonna lift, but the heel is gonna lift, and you're gonna put your toe back, okay? Now I don't have this on the ground, but if I was over leaning, I would, and there I stepped off. So you're gonna get disoriented at some point. Balance maneuvers, balance work is gonna do that. If you need to put it on the ground, put it on the ground. Then go to this side, and then bring that heel up and tap off. And keep that point of contact right there, and then bring it back, okay? These you might think these are very small moves, but when you're in an upright position and you've experienced joint issues and or back issues, oh my goodness, keeping your balance, bringing that heel up, tapping it down, big deal, okay? It's a big deal. And go ahead and use your pole here. If you don't want to use your pole and you want to really push your balance skills here, great. But be ready to put the pole down if you need to, because you're going to over or under balance and you're on an unstable surface, and it's going to happen. Okay? So bring it up. Don't immediately put your foot down. Just release your foot, put it back here. See? Like it's a kickstand. Bring it back. Switch. Either use the floor with your pole or not. Okay? Soften your joints. Here we go. I'm going to bring the heel up and put my toe down. Don't lock your knee. That's exactly what I want to do on my challenge side. And if you're over leaning, for sure, use your pole so you stay upright. See how I'm tapping here? Okay. Bring it back. Switch. Here we go. Use the pole. Tap. Okay, make sure you're establishing good neutral spine. Your rib cage is up, you're breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. The knee is soft. So these little nuanced moves on a pad like this can get quite, it can push you. So here, don't overlean, bring that heel up, get ready to tap it down, okay? And then come back. Okay, let's go back to our little press. Now, while we're doing our press, we're gonna speed it up a little bit. And what am I doing to do this press? I'm keeping my foot very neutral, kind of not like you're stepping. So what does that mean? That means that I keep my foot in dorsiflexion. I don't go to plantar flexion or heel or toe down. So I'm just bringing the whole foot up, doing that. And as I'm doing this, I'm staying on my little pillow. My foot's getting quite a nice workout because I want to splay my toes, my tummy's in, my shoulders are down. Here's the pole. Now I'm going to just turn to the side with the pole, turn to the side with the pole. All right. Big breath, turn and turn. And so why is it important for me to do this move right now? Well, we have been doing a lot of, and I'm trying to address tight hip and tight back. But yet, balance maneuvers in and of themselves, when you do a balance motion, which is what we spent the whole first part of the period doing, of this class period, you are using your core. You are using your back extensors to hold you upright. They get tight. So when I do this kind of a maneuver, while I'm doing the mashing of the grapes, or the smashing of the grapes, or the pressing of the grapes, whatever terminology works for you, okay? I'm engaged. I'm very engaged in my hip, my leg function right now. As I'm doing this very gentle side to side motion and holding a bar like this, gives me an extra pull as I'm pulling that hand back behind my back there. Keep your tummy tight. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Keep your shoulders down. Okay? Now we're going to add a little chin motion. Let me caution you. If you tend to have problems with balance, be very, very careful when you choose to turn that neck or to turn the chin. So see, I'm going in opposition. I'm still engaged in my hip, in my knees, in my feet. I'm going opposite and opposite. And whenever I do that, and I have any kind of motion, I'm trying to get my chin over my shoulder, chin over my shoulder, chin over my shoulder, chin over my shoulder, okay? I'm cautioning you that if you choose to do that, it can get you off balance so quick, and it's going to take you by surprise. So anytime you're doing something like I'm doing right now, where I'm doing compound moves, okay? That means my brain is thinking about different things, right? And then I go and turn my head. Besides that, I can get off balance. Or it is an excellent training for balance. Whew. Take a big deep breath. Step off, and now I'm over my little pad, okay? And now I'm going to turn my toes into the pad. For some of you, you might feel immediately some sensations right here, okay? When you turn your toes in, all right? And if it's not painful, then that's fine. It's stretching, okay? So now I'm gonna do that little hula hoop maneuver again, okay? So as I do this, notice I'm not going fast, okay? For those of you who tend to have kick up a tight hip, or you kick up a hamstring problem, or you feel tightness in your lower back, you need to do this class a couple times to get this maneuver in your mind, in your head, because it's not intense. And it's a great way to loosen tight structures through your hip, through your back. So as I'm doing this, I'm keeping my knees soft, okay? So as I'm saying this, check yourself. I am hip hinging at the hip. When I push to the side, I don't let myself go out of the column. I stay rib cage up. When I come forward, my knees are soft. My shoulders are down. When I go to the side again, I'm pushing back and around and around and around, okay? My toes are definitely pointed in, okay? So this brings out a whole different set of muscles in a different way. Okay, now reverse, go the other way. My toes are still in. So what I'm doing is maybe, I don't know, 6 to 10 circles, let's say. But I'm not going fast. That's what I want you to get here. Some of you are still probably locking your knees at certain points. Some of you are bending way too far. Use your pole if you're bending too far. The reason you would bend too far is because you have weaknesses and you're trying to achieve balance and you're overbalancing with your upper body, okay? So I would rather you push down on the pole while you do this. Okay, whew. Now then, walk back, okay? Tap to the side of that pillow. So why would I have you do this right now? Okay, we just came from this point with your toes in to a little narrower, and now I want you to cross midline, okay? So that forces your brain into doing a lot of stuff, especially when you cross midline. And see, I'm just tapping here. But you know what some of you did just now? When I went from this move here to narrower, and then I had you cross over, you locked your leg. How do I know this? Because I know you. Because I know me. Okay? Tight tummy, drop the shoulders. Don't go fast. I have this bar, and all I'm doing is tapping here. See? But don't lock your supportive knee. Okay? Don't overlean. So here I go. And I'm only going to do this a couple times, just a couple times, just to kind of wire up my brain again. Okay? So now what did we do? We went inside, right? With our knees. We were in the column straight and did this very good move, right? But now we're going to push our toes in. So I'm going to stand here. I'm going to come much more narrow. I'm going to come up and I'm going to push my toes. I'm going to be pigeon-toed. Okay? So the slew-footed, up, in, out. So I'm sorry. We went in. Now we're going to go out, but we're going to be more narrow. So change that position a couple of times. I want you to get used to going straight. Okay? Now go in. Yeah, we're more narrow because I'm on the pillow. If it bothers you to be on the pillow to do this, then do it on the floor. That's perfectly fine. So here I am like this. So I'm pigeon-toed, which is what I did before, but wider. And now I'm going to put almost my heels together. Not that I want them that narrow. I would rather them be about at least 3 to 4 inches apart, the heels. But my toes are definitely out like a duck, okay? Now we're going to go forward with the hips. Remember? Here's where you cannot lock your knees. So don't lock your knees. They're going to be just a little bit bent, okay? And you're going to be going all over the place with your foot. You're going to go from the back to the front. That's part of this whole thing being a great balance maneuver, but it's a great thing to do for your hips, your legs, your back, okay? So as I'm pushing with my toes out, I got my little bar here. If I'm leaning too much, the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is put your pole here, okay? Unlock your knees. Push to the side, push to the back, push to the other side, push to the front. Don't lock them. Push, drop your shoulders, push back, push to the side. You're going to have a much better function in this move if you use your bar. Yes, you can do it without, but you know what I see? The minute somebody says, oh, that's so simple, I can just do it without, they overlean. That's the first thing I see. And that's what I don't want you to do. So I would rather you just gently put your hands on your pole, push your butt back, push it to the side, come forward. Now your toes are still out like a slew foot, right? Then we're going to reverse it. So how many ever times you go on one side circular, you're going to go on the other side circular, okay? If you have persisted with me in this little maneuver, taking the time to do what I did with you this whole morning leading up to this, it's almost like if you've had a tightness in your hip or in your lower back, and you just stay with me on this and really line yourself up, keep your knees soft, keep breathing, drop your shoulders, push that hip, but push it only a little, okay? It's almost like a magical thing. It's like, oh my goodness, I didn't even do anything and I just feel so much better through my back and my hip. Okay, now step off. Okay, so I'm stepping off. I'm onto the floor. I'm going to put my little bar down on my chair. And now I'm going to take my hands and put it right here. Okay, I'm going to put it right here, right where my rib cage comes down, right here. Got it? That's number one. Number two, drop your shoulders. Yeah, I know. I caught you. I know. You just do. So that's just what we do. So I'm going to keep reminding you. Soften your knees. Drop your shoulders. In through the nose, out through the nose. My hands are right here at my rib cage, the lower part of my rib cage. Got it? Okay, once you put your hands there, you have to go back and say, drop your shoulders. You have to say, soften my knees. Okay, now I want you to act like you're pushing the top part of your body. With this hand, you're going to act like you're pushing it here, and then come center. Then take the other hand and act like you're pushing it that way. So it's a slide back and forth, okay? So some of you might say, those of you who have taken different classes or you've seen this done, you might say, oh, that's the belly dance move. Yes. Drop your shoulders again because you're going to feel tightness. Your hands are right here. See, my elbows are back and I'm sliding this way and I'm sliding this way without dropping. See, I don't want to drop. I don't want to lift up. I want to go straight to the side, straight to the side, straight to the side. And you can feel it right here, straight to the side. Okay, stay grounded in your feet. Yeah. Keep all four corners on your foot grounded. Okay. Soften your knees. Drop your shoulders. Your elbows are back. See the slide? See the slide that directly works on little structures in your mid to lower back, okay? And just by keeping your hands right here at your rib cage, the lower part of your rib cage, oh my goodness, you should feel this here and up here. Woo! Yes, keep those elbows in. Breath, breath, breath. Just a couple more, just a couple more. Stay with me, stay with me. Try to really slide that rib cage over and back and over and back. Okay, drop those hands. Bring the hand right here and go back. See that? And down. So you're gonna come right here. The thumb goes at my ear. Do not lean into it. Yeah, tighten in. Drop your shoulders. Soften your knees and reach back. You'll have immediate release of all that up in there that was really starting to get tight on you if you'll do this kind of a move. Keep your knees soft. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. Just like that, just a couple times. Wow. Then lean in from the hip. Lean in from the hip, make a V with your hands, put it right there above the knee, and go way into a cat, mad cat, and then push your butt back and go into that camel move. Do about 3 or 4 of those. So up you go, and back out you go. Up you go, and back out you go. So it's an up and out. So your shoulders drop, and then they come to your ears. So just a couple, and back, and then to your ears, just like that, okay? Now, here's my little chair, right? So we're just gonna use it a little bit. So I'm gonna put my hand right here on the seat. See that? Super easy, right? So you're gonna walk up to your chair, see? You're gonna take one hand, I don't care which. You're gonna say shoulders down. You're gonna say rib cage up. My feet are straight forward to the chair, correct? I'm gonna put one hand right in the middle of the chair, right? So how do I do that? Well, I have to turn, correct? That's making me use my hips, my knees, and my ankles in a very unique way. See that? Keep my chin tucked. I'm gonna do a semi-squat. See that? So I'm gonna turn, and I'm gonna bend the knees and come down here. Now, why am I doing this silly thing? Because this move gets so many people in trouble. It gets you in trouble out in your yard. It gets you in trouble picking things up. It gets you in trouble all day long. You know why? You come here, you turn to pick something up. It might be a suitcase, it might be something on the ground, whatever. A tool, a bowling ball. And you know what you do? You turn to pick it up, to put your, right now we're doing this. You keep your legs straight, and you round your back and you go to pick it up. That's the problem. Here we go. Tight tummy. I did a lot of stuff coming to this point because I want you to use your hip and your back safely, but very effectively to make you move better. So I'm gonna go turn, keep my chin tucked. When I go down, I'm gonna do a little squat. See here, I'm putting my hand right there, I'm coming back up. This move should be very natural to you, okay? So I'm gonna turn, put my hand right in the middle, and I'm gonna do that squat, okay? So as I go down to pick up whatever, right now we're slapping the chair. I wanna see that bend in the knees. I wanna see the tail lights shining, okay? You have to turn in order to pick something up. You do not keep your legs locked, and you do not round or flex your back. And every time I do this now, and I'm doing a very gentle, no weight, just my body weight, turn. My legs are forward. It makes me use my knees differently because everything turns, see? And I'll do it maybe 10 times, 12 times, something like that. And it helps the fold situation. So what's the fold? So I'm right here, I'm shoulder width apart, and I'm gonna come right down into a deep fold now. So now I'm going deeper, but I'm using my chair. I'm gonna go deep down into my heels. And this time, we're gonna come down and we're gonna take one leg back. Okay, so stay with me. So I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna step forward with one leg. I'm gonna step back with the other leg, okay? My hands are shoulder width apart. My hands are right on my chair. Now I'm gonna bend that knee in the back and then I'm gonna straighten it. So I'm not just sitting on it for a long time. So my shoulders are down. I'm bending that knee down and then I'm straightening and I'm going all the way to my heel, okay? So I get my heel down on the ground. And I might do this 2 times, I might do it 4 times, I might do it 6 times. It's whatever you feel that this should feel really good. This kind of, it shouldn't be too hard on your shoulders because you're keeping in really good line. Take a big breath in through the nose, out through the nose. And I'm just hanging on here. And then I'm gonna step in, take a big breath, drop my shoulders, step back with the other leg. Go to the heel, okay? Hang out there for a bit because it's stretching your calf. It's stretching your Achilles. It's stretching your foot. Bend the knee. Don't make it too drastic. Meaning don't, if it's really stretching you, well, you might not be able to put your heel down. That's okay. I just want it to really relieve tension. And if you do too much on a stretch, it will do the opposite. It will create tension. So see how I'm just bending them a little bit? My elbows are soft. My shoulders are down. I'm bending that knee down in there and then I'm straightening it back until I feel that huge stretch coming all the way up from my foot, heel, into my calf and up. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. Keep your shoulders down. Okay? One more. Rotate and come back. Hold. Your calf should start getting less tight as you do this. You might have to just stay in there. Be gentle so that your calf doesn't tighten up to protect itself. So mine is much less tight now than it was when I first started. Okie dokie. And then I'm gonna come step right up here. And then I'm gonna come right out here. And I'm gonna go into a W, okay? I'm gonna go into a W and I'm gonna pull my hands back as far as I can, okay? So I'm gonna bring them down, do a big circle. So see, my thumbs are at my ears, my elbows are back. I'm gonna go from that into a W. I'm gonna really pull those shoulder blades back. You got it? Just really pull them back, okay? And then come back up so that the thumbs are at the ears. Drop your shoulders. Pull those hands way back. I'm just standing here. I'm just gonna go one foot in front of the other and then I'm gonna swing it behind. It's a very simple little leg swing. See this? Right here, my shoulders are down and I'm pulling the backs of my hands back by pulling my shoulders together, my shoulder blades together. And then I just do a simple heel to toe move is all I want you to do. I just want you to touch your toe to your heel, toe to your heel. Okay, then go to neutral, bring the hands down, and do this pendulum swing. Yeah, you're building up a lot of, so this one today, yes, I was trying to aim at hips, but at the same time, I was trying to address shoulder issues, okay? So big breath, big breath, big breath. Yeah. Now I'm going to take the other foot and it's going to go to my heel to my toe, and you're going to be all over the place. And if you're like doing this because you did a tandem stance, then don't go quite that narrow. Don't go quite over the toe to the heel. Just go here. That's perfectly fine. Little by little, you'll be able to come into a straighter tandem stance, but you don't have to do it right off, especially if you're struggling with your balance of any sort. Okay, so now we're on that second side. So here we go. So I'm going to go right here, toe to heel, soften your knees. That's the big trainer's tip here. So this is training, okay, for a tandem stance. Some of you may have recognized, and I'm being a W right now, and some of you may be saying, oh yeah, that's the sobriety walk. Busted. Well, now you know. Bend your knees a little bit. That'll help you stay on balance. Bring those elbows in, okay? Now we're going to rotate. We're going to bring the thumbs to the ears. We're going to swing our leg back to our tandem stance, all right? Then we're going to bring them right back down into the W. See that? Yeah. The thumbs are where it's at. The thumbs need to be pointing to the shoulders. And then when you rotate, the thumbs are coming right to the ears. And I'm going to constantly do this little leg swing. See? Back and forth. See that? Yeah? Back and forth. Here we go. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. Bring it back down. So this little tandem stance. Okay? Now do that pendulum swing again. Step wide. Keep your chin tucked. Chin tuck, chin tuck, chin tuck. So if I titled this particular workout, I would say it's all about your joints. These are very small moves. I don't know if you recognize this. The biggest move way out that we did would be this one right here. Okay, now we still have some more stuff to do with our neck, shoulders, and our legs. But the position that you are in every one of these is quite important. All right, so here's my pose. So here I am. If I don't want to go all the way down to a sit down chair, then what am I going to do? If I have a wonky hip, if I have a knee that's giving me problems, and all I want to do is just sit or lay down somewhere, number one, give yourself a little leeway. Take and put your pad right here, okay, on the chair. That 2 inches help tremendously with most wonky hips that are arthritic, or you've done whatever to your knee or whatever, okay? So take a big deep breath. I'm on my little pad here, right? And I'm going to just scoot to the side. I'm going to just drop my knee. I'm going to sit to the front of my chair. And as I drop my knee and I put my foot with the top part of my foot on the ground, don't drop your hip. Lean back. You're going to get all the stretch you can handle. right there, okay? Right there. Ooh. Take a big deep breath, in through the nose, out through the nose. I'm leaning back, not hyperextension. The whole body goes back, okay? I don't bend myself into a hyperextension at this point. I just hang out here now. And then release. Come forward. Okay, adjust whatever that you need to. Don't drop your hip. Lean back. Keep that knee down. You got it? Should be quite a stretch there. And then come back. Okay, that same leg now. That same leg, you're just going to put out like that. See? So you can be on the pad or not on the pad, whatever is more comfortable for you. Okay, everybody's has a little different issue. Okay, but we all have issues. Just the way it is. Okay, see how I have it like that? So all I'm going to do is act like I'm going to try to touch below my knee. Okay, so don't get nuts with this. I'm going to hip hinge, number one. In order to hip hinge and I'm sitting, I have to say rib cage up. I have to say push my butt back, okay? I'm going to come down here. I'm not going to lock my knee. It's a little soft, but it's straight. I'm using my hand over here. And I'm going to push myself to act like I'm going to try to touch down past my knee. See that? My toe is in dorsiflexion. All right, that's kind of important. So I'm going down, I'm going down, I'm going down. This should be giving you quite a stretch in your hamstring, okay? And then I come back and I can use my hand to get me back up there. See that? Okay, I'm gonna just, you can stay right where you're at, but I'm gonna turn my chair a little bit because we're gonna go to the other leg, okay? So I'm gonna be right here. And you can see me. All right, so I'm going to start with my quad first. So I go to the side, I hang onto my chair. I do not drop my hip here, okay? I put my knee down. Then I put my foot so that the top of my foot is down. Then I lean my whole body back toward the chair. And whoa, you should be getting stretches all up the front of your leg, okay? Just like that, don't drop the hip. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. Woo, yes. Take a big breath, in through the nose, out through the nose. Hang out there for a little bit, then you can bring it up. And you can do it again if you need to, or if you feel the need to do it again. This is one of the best things you can do for a tight hip, the tight hips right through here, right through the front, okay? And you can either put your toes down one time and then put your toes in the opposite direction. So you either put your toe down or you put the top of your foot down and then you lean back. And you get that stretch, okay? Then you correct back up. And what are we gonna do? We're gonna go wide. Got my hand here. Got my leg here. I can use the pad or not. It's up to you. Do not lock your leg here, okay? The toe is up in dorsiflexion, not plantar, dorsy, okay? And then I'm just going to hip hinge. See that? Rib cage up. Get my chin tucked. I'm going to hip hinge. I'm going to try to let my hand go down in front of my knee. I'm just going to go down as far as I feel I can in front of my knee. I'm going to hang out there for just a little bit. Yeah, if you can hang out there for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, well, that would be great. Keep your toe up, go down as far as you feel you can. Do not flex your back. This is all coming down from the hip here, okay? Keep your toe in dorsiflexion and then bring your hands here, push. When you're ready to come up, And right now, right this minute, you should feel such relief all the way through here, through your hips, everywhere, okay? Through the hips, lower back, that type of thing. Okay, let's do one more last thing about the head and neck, all right? So I'm going to sit here. I'm going to put my ear to my shoulder, just like that. See that? And then I'm going to go put my ear to that shoulder, and I'm going to check to see which side seems tighter on you. So see, I'm sitting here. I can either have the pattern on, my rib cage is up, my chin is tucked. I'm going to take and put my ear to the shoulder, okay? Once I've done that and I'm feeling a stretch here, I'm going to turn my chin a little more even toward the shoulder, okay? Take a big breath. Then I'm going to turn it back and bring it back up, okay? You have to be very careful about these neck things. Okay, you ready? So I'm going to check on my posture. I'm going to try to make my ears over my shoulders. So drop your shoulders, drop your chin, okay? Take your ear and try to get it close to the shoulder, okay? You're going to feel a stretch. Once you feel that stretch, hang out there for a bit. Keep your teeth shut, your mouth shut. Then turn that chin a little bit, and you're going to feel that move, okay? Hang out there for a little bit, stretching, then come back to the center. Now you're going to take your chin to the sternum, right here. You're going to put your hands right in the back of the head, and you're going to press gently. You're going to turn your chin, not fast. You hold it. Then you turn it, you hold it. Then you turn it, and when you're turning it, you don't press on the hands. Okay, you release. Okay, so I'm going to turn it. Now I'm going to press. Now I'm going to release. I'm going to come up, go straight. Do not round your back. Now I'm going to turn it, press, and then I'm going to come back and bring my hands down. Ooh, how do you feel? Ooh, yeah, I know. Little different moves, but I wanted to take you through a whole hip, lower back loosening exercise to make sure that you knew how to address it without being strenuous with it. That's the big mistake that a lot of people make. So I'm going to take off the recording.